Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video, I will be showing you step by step how you can create a wedding website. The website starts out with this beautiful banner that shows the name of the couple as well as the date that they are getting married. We also have this registry section that people can click and will take them over to Amazon, where people can go ahead and buy registry gifts for the couple. The site also includes a My Story section for the bride and groom, shows captured moments of all of the couple's best moments, has a complete love story, a video, and then also has an RSPV form that guests can fill out if they are attending or not, and every time somebody fills this out, you will get an email with the answer. Finally, the website shows the date and times of both the ceremony and reception, as well as directions on how to get there. So if this sounds like what you are looking for, stick around and let's jump in. Now, the first step to this is we actually need to get hosting. You can get a completely free website, but this gives a lot of limitations. First of all, you will not be able to get a private domain, which means that instead of having yourdomain.com, you will instead have a random string of letters or yourdomain.wordpress.com, which doesn't look professional. Secondly, you will not be able to access all of the tools and integrations that we need to use. And finally, the website will be slow and bulky and just not enjoyable for people to use. The number one hosting provider that I would personally recommend is Hostinger. If you use the first link down in the description, you will be able to sign up to Hostinger and get a huge discount. With that being said, let's jump in to the actual tutorial. Once you click on that link, you will be taken over to Hostinger right here. And as you can see right now, they have a Black Friday sale. They will usually have some other form of promotion depending on when you are watching this video. So all you want to do is, if we just scroll down here, we can see we can secure your web hosting plan. Now with this, the fact that we are just creating one website and this is going to be a wedding website, we don't need the most complex hosting in the world. So we can just go with the least expensive, the premium option right here. So from here, just click on add to cart. And this will take us through to this screen. Now, when you come through here, this is automatically going to set you to 48 months, which I think is a little bit long for a wedding website, unless you want to keep this up for years. With weddings, they are usually planned out for around about a year in advance. So it's a good idea to go with this 12 months. And with this, you also get a free domain for the first year. So you can actually customize your domain instead of having a bunch of random letters like this, or having your website.wordpress.com. So this is the plan that I would recommend right here. You can also go with monthly if you really want to. However, you will have to also pay for the domain as it doesn't come free with the monthly. So once you have selected your plan, we can then scroll down and from here, just enter in your email and create a password to create your Hostinger account. And then you can add your payment information right here, and then go down and you can buy your hosting. Once you have your hosting, it should take you over to a screen that looks like this. So all we need to do is click on Start Now. And then it gives us the option to create a new website or migrate your previous website. Now, if you're watching this, I'm assuming you don't have a previous website to migrate. So we just want to go ahead and click on Create a New Website right here. And then we can select a platform. It gives us two options here to either go with WordPress or the Hostinger Builder with AI. I have used this in the past, and even though this is recommended by Hostinger, it is really not the best, and I would always recommend going with WordPress. WordPress is by far the best website builder out there, and we can install a bunch of plugins and so many things that are absolutely crucial, so we want to go with WordPress here. So we can click on Select. It should automatically input the same administrator email as you created your Hostinger account with. And then all we have to do here is create a password specifically for WordPress. So before we created your Hostinger account, right now we are creating your WordPress account. Once all of that is done, we can click on Continue. And then right here is going to ask to add a few plugins to your website. Just click on Skip. I will manage plugins later. And then it's going to ask you to choose a template. Now we are going to do this later, so just click on at the bottom here where it says skip I don't need a template. Now in here, it's going to ask you to either claim your domain or use an existing domain. So if you have an existing domain that you would like to use, you can go ahead and connect it up here. However, you can also claim or purchase your domain depending on whether you went for the yearly plan that includes the domain or the monthly plan which doesn't. So we can go through and click on select. And then right here, you would just enter in your desired domain name. So you can simply search for your desired domain name right here. And then Hostinger will take you through and connect up the domain for you so that you have this domain on your website. Once you have gone through here, you have selected all of those options and you now have your domain. All we have to do is click on finish setup right here. And then this is going to go ahead and create us our hPanel setup for WordPress. Once this is done, we will then have 3 different options. Now this one in the middle that says edit your website, we can go ahead and click into the admin panel right here. And then it's going to ask us to log into WordPress. So all we are going to do is just enter in the email and the password that we created for WordPress earlier, and then click on login. From here, we are now in WordPress. Now, this link at the top right here is your WordPress admin. So it can make it easier if you want to get back to your WordPress dashboard, rather than going through Hostinger every time, having to log into Hostinger and then going through hPanel. It can be much easier to just go ahead and bookmark this tab right here. So we can bookmark this tab, and then it makes it so much easier just to come into bookmarks and then go straight back to the WordPress dashboard right here. So once you are on the WordPress dashboard, the first thing that we need to do here is go to plugins on this left-hand side. And if you hover over this, you can see it will open up this drop-down menu. So we can click on add new plugin. Now this is going to load up the WordPress plugin store. So all we need to do from here is go to this search plugins in the top right corner. And in here, look for starter templates, just like this. And then when this loads in, this is the one that we want. This is the icon right here. So just go ahead and click on install now when you see this. And this will go ahead and start installing this plugin to your WordPress. Once that has finished installing, we can then go ahead and activate this, and it will take us over to this page. So this is now inside starter templates, and it's going to ask us to select a page builder. The one that we want to select is Elementor here in the middle. It is by far the best page builder for WordPress. So we can click into Elementor. And now it's going to ask what type of website are you building. Right here, it's going to give us a load of different templates that we can use. And we can make this a lot easier on ourselves by simply going up to the top here. And where it says search for starter templates, simply look for wedding. Now there is 2 templates for weddings. However, keep in mind that this one is premium. So if we want to go with this template right here, this is going to charge us extra. But even if we take a look through, so we can click into both of these, and we can take a look at how both of these look. Either way, the free one is better anyway. I'll just show you the other one right here. So we can take a look through. The free one, for some reason, is better. So let's just click into this. And then this is going to be the foundation for our website. Now, right here, it is going to ask us to select a logo. So we can go ahead and do this later. You can do this now if you already have your logo created. We will go through how to create a logo as well, so don't worry if not. But I'm just going to go ahead and click skip and continue. The next thing that we can do is change the color scheme. So right here, we can see the current color scheme is kind of like this gold, ranging all the way to white. If we go ahead and change this to purple, you will see certain sections will change depending on the color scheme that we go for. Now, this is also going to change with this image here. You will see a slight change in the background color. And effectively, this is going to ripple through the entire website depending on the color that you go for. Now, I prefer this one anyway. I like the kind of gold theme of the wedding, so I'm going to stick with this. And then we can also go through and change fonts. So these are the fonts that we can choose from right here. Once again, I prefer this default one. I like the kind of nice curvature. It is perfect for a wedding. So I don't really see the need to change anything here. You absolutely can though. Just go ahead and choose the color scheme that fits you best and the font that you prefer. Once you have done this, click on continue. And then it's going to ask for a little bit more information. Now this is completely optional. You can go ahead and fill this in if you want. And for the advanced options, I'm just going to go ahead and uncheck this shared non-sensitive data. There's no reason to have this checked, but leave the rest as they are. From here, we can click submit and build my website. And then this is going to take a few seconds just whilst it installs certain themes and other plugins that we are going to use for this site. Once your website has loaded in, it will say congratulations, and we can then click view your website. This is going to take us over to the base template of the site. We haven't done any editing yet, but this is the base foundation of the site that we are going to create. So let's just go back up to the top here. And to show you how these websites are made, we effectively have 3 sections. So this top section right here, where we can see the logo and kind of like this white banner, this is called the header. Everything in between, this is all the main section of the website. And then right at the bottom down here, we also have a footer. Now the way that we edit the header and the footer and the main section of the website are slightly different. So to get into the main website editor, all we have to do is click on Edit with Elementor here at the top, and that is going to take us over to this area. Now it's going to give us a little tutorial right here. Let's just exit out of this. And as you can see, let's just get rid of this as well. We can now start editing this website. Now, once you are here, we have a navigator on the right-hand side, and this is made up of all of these different sections. So if I go ahead and open this, we can see that this first section is made of a column. And if I go ahead and open this, this is made of the header right here, this divider right here, and this heading right here. Now, if I go down to the next section, which is this section right here, we can open this as well. Once again, within the column, we have the text editor, which is this section, the heading, which is this section, the divider, and then if we open this up, this is the inner section. So this can look pretty confusing right here, how there's all sorts of different categories within different categories. Don't worry, I'm going to guide you through this entire process and show you how to do absolutely everything, but I just wanted to show you how the navigator actually works. On the left-hand side over here, we can see these are all of the elements, and we can drag and drop certain elements into the website. For example, if I wanted to add a video right here, I can drag and drop the video, and then I now have a video section. To delete elements that have been added in, we can go over to the navigator on the right-hand side, right-click on this, and then from these options, go down and click on delete. So you can do this with each and every one of these elements. But as I say, we don't need to worry about this, as all of this is going to be a complete tutorial, and I'm going to show you all of this step by step. So the first thing that we need to do is get rid of this image of 2 random people and add in an image of the people who are getting married. To do this, we want to click on this section on the right-hand side, this very top section right here. And once that is selected, if we go over to the style right here, on the left-hand side, we can see we have this image. So all we need to do is click on choose image right here when we hover over the image, and then we can go ahead and either drop files or select them from the computer. Now, I do not actually know anybody who is getting married, so I'm just going to go over to free images and find my images here. So I would just type in wedding, and then I can grab my images. And then once you have uploaded your first image here, it may take a few seconds, but it will then go ahead and load in. Now, if the image is taking a while to load in, you can go ahead and refresh the website, and that will sometimes make the image load in right there. Now, as you can see with this example, this is not taking up the entire width. So if you have an image that does take up this entire board right here, then cool. However, if you are struggling with this, we can click into this section once again. go back over to style, and then from here, just go down to the display size and change this from the default to cover. As you can see, that will now be covering the entire section. So just like that, we have now added in our first photo. You should now have an image of the couple here at the top. Now, the next thing to do is edit this text right here. And to do this, it's super simple. All we have to do is click into the text, and then we can change the name. So I'm just going to change this to George and Annabelle, just like that. So change it to the couple's name right here. And then we also want to go down and change this date. So we can click in, it is currently 2023. So I'm just going to change this to the 25th of March, 2024. And then you can change this if you want. However, I think save the date fits perfectly. And then what we can also do is, first of all, if you want to change kind of like the length of either of these two sides, we can simply click on this and then change the width right here. And then we can measure this out further. I'm just going to put this back down to about 20. And then what we can also do is change the alignment for if you want these in the middle. I would recommend doing this. I think it just makes things look a lot more professional if these are in the middle right here. So once you have changed all of this, we now have the names, the date, and this is all in the middle. What we are now going to do is go ahead and add a button. So if we just go back over to this edit section on the left hand side and click on these three lines and then go back once again, this will take us over to the element section where we can go ahead and add in different elements. So in here, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a button and then drag this in underneath save the date. Once this loads in, I'm going to just go ahead and of course align this in the middle. So go to alignment, align this in the middle. And then for the text, I'm going to change this to C, our registry. Of course, we want to go ahead and add a registry right here so that people can buy wedding gifts and different things for the couple. And we will get back to actually setting up the registry later. We'll cover that later on in the tutorial. But first of all, let's go ahead and fix up the rest of the website. So if we scroll down right here, we can see this is the bride and groom section. And the fact that it says bride and groom twice, I don't really like this. So what I'm going to do is just click this top section and change this to our story, just like that. And I think this looks a lot better already. Now we can scroll down and we can see that we have, once again, an image of both the bride and the groom. So we need to go ahead and change these images. Once again, we can click in here. However, what you will notice is if I just go ahead and grab a random image, so if I go choose image, and I just get like a normal image of a man. Let's add in this one just as an example. You can see that it's going to add in as just like a square. We don't get this circular effect. Now, I think this really adds to the site and makes it look a lot more professional. So we first of all need to go ahead and convert the images that you have into like a circular image like this. And the website that I would recommend to do this is this website called Canva. Now on Canva, we do need to download these images with a transparent background. And to do this, we need Canva Pro. Now, Canva Pro is usually going to cost $99 per year. However, if you use the link in the description of this video, you can go ahead and sign up to Canva Pro and get your first 30 days for free. So what we can do here is just go back over to Canva. And once you have signed up for Canva Pro, just click on Create a Design in this top right corner. And then we just want to go down to Logo right here. So from all of these options, just go to Logo and click into this. And once Canva loads up right here, we just want to go over to Elements on this left-hand side. And then in here, in this search element bar at the top, search for Circle Frame, just like this. The one that we want to go for is this first one right here. you can see it's got like a little cloud, like a little background in here. So just go ahead and drag this in and then stretch this so that it fits the entire canvas. Just like that. Once you have done this, we can just go over to uploads once again on this left hand side. Click on upload files here at the top and then upload the file of the image that we want. So as you can see right now, this is just a regular image of a man. We don't have the circular effect. But all we have to do is drag and drop this over, and you can see that we now get this circular effect. So once you have this in, we can click on share up here. And then from all of these options, go to download. And then make sure you save this with a transparent background. Then we can click on download right here. And we now have the first image. So once we have that saved, we just want to then double tap on this image, delete the current image that is there whilst leaving the circle, and then do the same for the other person who is getting married. So once again, I just upload this file and then drag this in, pop it onto this circular effect. And then I can just go ahead and download this with a transparent background. Once we then have those two images, we can go back over to Elementor. And then of course, we just click into this image right here. Once the image has been selected, click on choose image on the left hand side. And then just go ahead and upload the files right here. So I will go for this one first of all. Make sure that is selected and then I can add it to the site. And then while that is loading in, I'm just going to do the same for the other one. Click on choose image. Once again, upload this file. And then once that is done, we can select. And I will just go ahead and wait for both of these to fully load in. And as you can see, both of these images have now been added. So once again, we can just go up here and I said George and Annabelle. So we can click in and just change these names. So we'll go George Harrison. And then we can have Annabelle Peacock, just like this. Now, once you have added both of the names, you can then go down and add kind of like a nice little summary right here. There's a big text section that you can have where we can literally just go in here, once again, select the text, and then we can go through and start typing out certain things. So you can type whatever you like into both of these areas. And then we also have these social media share buttons. Now, they can be super handy to have on the website, and I do like to have these near the bottom, just right here. But I don't think they look the best being placed where they are. So all I'm going to do is go over to the right-hand side to these social icons, right-click, and then go to delete right here. And then do the same for this other one, social icon, right-click, and delete. So going back to this section, we also have this RSVP button. We do have a form a little bit further down right here that we will set up that people can fill out. So if we go back up here, this RSVP, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this. And then if I go up to this button, just go ahead and delete this. Now going down, we also have this captured moment section. So this is completely optional. If you have enough photos of the couple, you can go ahead and add all of these in right here. I really think this does add to the website and makes it look absolutely phenomenal. So what we can do is, once again, we can just leave this as captured moments, or we can go in and edit the text. And if there's anything that we want to say here, we can also go ahead and add this in. So what I think would look really nice here is if I just go ahead and Google some wedding quotes. I like this one. Faith makes all things possible. Love makes all things easy. So I will just go back in here. And that's exactly what I'm going to put here. Just like that. I'm going to just put in a little quote right there. And then I really like this divider, this little heart icon. So I'm going to leave this. Now over here, you can see we have some text. So we could just change this from sweet to, I don't know, love, something like this. And then of course we can change the size. So we could like highlight this, go over to size on the right hand side, and then choose how big or small we want this. And then we can go through and just add in all of these different images. So we can just click on each image. Once again, go here to choose image and then upload a bunch of different images that you have of the couple. So I'm just going to leave this as it is right here. And then if we scroll down, we also have this love story section. So once again, I'm pretty sure you understand how this all works by now. We can go into all of these different sections and just highlight this to start. Whoopsie. If you make a mistake like this is a fantastic section into this. If you do make a mistake like I just did there, all we have to do is go down to over on the left hand side, this button that says history. We can just click on this. And then as you can see, this box icon moved. That's the last thing that I did. I moved that to there. So we can just go back to here. And as you can see, that goes back. So I just moved back to the last thing that I edited, and that gets rid of the mistake. And then you can go through and we can add in certain things. So you can change the dates up here. You can, of course, add a little text section, add in different dates. You can add in what happened on this specific date. And then, of course, you might want to add in photos to all of these different sections. So to do this, once again, we just need to go back to the main Elementor section where we can get elements. Just go down to the image section and then drag in the image either above. You can add these anywhere. So maybe we want an image here under we met and then the text is underneath. Or maybe we want the image under the text. So we can add the image in, of course, choose the image right here. And then do the same for all three of these. So I can just go back, add in like an image right here, add this underneath. And then once again, go back, grab another image, and then once again, add this underneath. So once you have filled out this section as well, we also have a completely optional section. So this right here is if you do have a video. Now, I understand that most couples will probably not have a video before their wedding day. So first of all, if you do, all we have to do is click into the video right here. And then as you can see, we have a link right here. So what you would do is just go over to YouTube, for example, is probably the best place to go and do this, and upload your video to YouTube. Now, if you don't want this video just out there on YouTube for random people to be able to see, I can actually show you this with my own channel. What you can do is set the visibility to unlisted. And what this means is if you set this to unlisted, people who have the link can view this video, but it won't be shown anywhere else on YouTube. It won't be recommended to people. People will not be able to find it by searching. So if you do want to add a video, upload it to YouTube, make sure when you publish it, it is unlisted. So if I just show you an example here, I can go for wedding video. And let's just take this one. This seems like a pretty big channel, so I'm sure they won't mind. And then what I can do is just grab the link at the top of this video and then paste it right into this link section. So we have that link in there. However, you may be curious about how we can actually change this background image, as this is not going to change to the thumbnail of the video, which is pretty annoying. Now, this can be a little bit confusing, and I don't know why they make it this way. So I will just show you from the start. So if you close all of these sections down on the navigator and then click onto the image right here. Now, this is going to open the specific section that we need to change this image. Then what we want to do is go down to not the first column right here, but the second column. Go ahead and click on that. And then once we are on this column, we can go over to style on the left hand side. And then you can see the image is right here. So once again, we just want to go in here, choose the image that you want to show for this video. And then people will know this is a video because we already have kind of like this icon overlay. So no matter what image you choose, it is always going to have this play button. On the other hand, if you do not have a video that you wish to upload here, all we have to do is once again, go to this same column section that we used to edit the image. So the second column section down, right click on this and then simply click on delete. And then just like that, that video is going to be deleted. However, we are still left with this section that allows people to fill out the form. So that is how you can delete the video. I'm just going to go back and add this back in. Okay, perfect. And then we can go down, and as you can see, it says, are you attending? This is where we can add a form for people to fill out with their name, if they are attending or not, and everything like that. So for this top section, once again, we can change this by simply typing in whatever you want. The same with this subheading right here. And then we can simply scroll down and click on this little gray bar that has this kind of form in the corner. If we click on this, all we then have to do is go over to form on this left-hand side. You should be able to see this drop-down box. So just go there and click on simple contact form. Just like that, that is instantly going to add in this contact form. And we can run a test with this at the end to double check that it works. Now, when it comes to the form, this is actually pretty annoying. The reason is because you effectively have no choice but to pay for this. So if I just take a look at WordPress forms over on the right hand side, this is the one that is currently automatically added to the theme. Now, if I want to go ahead and change this out for another type of form, you can see these all have the padlock icon next to them, meaning that we cannot use them. So this form, for example, we would have to upgrade to Pro. So the cheapest way to actually navigate this is to upgrade to WordPress Forms Pro, because although this looks free, they do kind of like a sneaky tactic here where it looks free, but to actually receive the entries that people put in, which is obviously super important, right? You have to pay for that information. Let's just sort this form out now, continue with the website, and we will come back to this at a later point. So this is the basic form right here. It gives people the option to add their first name, last name, I am attending. So this drop-down box right here where people can select yes or no. They can also enter the number of guests and then a message that they want to send to you. However, if there is certain elements you want to add or take away, we can simply click on edit the selected form. And then in here, we can go ahead and edit the full form. So what we can do is we can click on delete to completely delete this. We can copy these and duplicate them. So if I just show you here, we can see that field is now duplicated. I will just go ahead and delete this. And then what we can also do is drag to reorder. So if we just click and drag, we can edit the order of these right here. And then if there is anything on this left-hand side that you want to go ahead and add in, we can also do this. So as an example, if I want to ask people, who will you be bringing? I can simply go ahead and add in a paragraph text, just drag and drop this in, and then I can click into this and start changing things around. So instead of paragraph text, I want this to say, who will you be bringing, just like this. And then as you can see, I have now added in a new section that says, who will you be bringing? So once again, I will just delete this. I want to leave this as it is. But once you have edited your contact form, we can click on save and then exit out of this, and your form has now been saved. Now, if we scroll down here, we can see we have another section. This says celebrate our love. Once again, we can go in and edit this. I'm just going to change this date. I said 25th of March, 2024. So I will go and do the same, 25th March, 2024. So what we can do is just go in and once again, edit all of this information right here. You can edit the date, you can edit the address, all of this you can absolutely do. Once you have finished with that and you have edited all of these sections, once again, we can add in another image of the couple. Once again, I would recommend making this a circle, which we can do on Canva, just like we did before. We have a little bit of text at the bottom, some social media share icons, which I would recommend. And this just means if people click on them, they will be taken over to either Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. We can also add in different ones. So if we just highlight this section, click on add item, we can then obviously not choose WordPress. That would be crazy. So what we can do is just go for Instagram, for example. So we can just grab instagram.com, paste that in there. And then we can click into this icon library. and select the correct one. So that was Instagram. I will just find Instagram right here. Okay, maybe I will need to search this. There we go, Instagram, and we can add. And then as you can see, Instagram is now added. If you're doing a live stream as well, this is super interesting. You can also add a link here so people can watch the live stream of you getting married. So that is the main basis of the website right there. Another thing that we do need to do is set up this registry so people can actually click through here, see the registry and purchase items on there. Now, the best and the most effective way of doing this that I have found is through Amazon. So if we just open this up and we type in Amazon registry wedding, just Google Amazon registry wedding, and then we can see Amazon wedding registry right here. So just go ahead and click into this. And then you will be taken over to this page on Amazon. So what we want to do right here is just go to create your registry. You should see a red button right here. So click into this and then sign in with your Amazon account. Once you have signed into Amazon, we want to set this up. So you enter in whoever is getting married, just like that. And then once the names have been entered, click on next. What is the date of your wedding? Now you can change this later in settings, so it isn't super important if you don't fully know the date of the wedding yet, but let's just go here and then click on next. You can also enter in how big is your wedding right here, and then once again click next, and then choose where would you want the gifts to be sent. So in here, you can just go ahead and select your address. Would probably be a good idea for me to blow that. And then what we can do is we can choose share my address with sellers to allow gifts to be shipped to my address. Obviously, only check this if you know everybody who is coming to the wedding. And then you can also choose to let gift givers send additional gifts not included on this registry. So I'm just going to check both, and then we can go for next. We can also choose if we want the registry to be public or private. So let's just go for public. And then there's no reason to check this. We can click create your registry. So now we have an Amazon registry. If we just click to get started, this will now give us a button on Amazon. You can go through here and read this tutorial, but effectively we will now have this button on Amazon to add things to the wedding registry. So if I just go ahead and let's add, what would a newly married couple want? A coffee maker. So let's go for a nice coffee maker right here. I want to go for an expensive one right there. And then all we have to do is you can see at the bottom here, we have this option to add to wedding registry. So we can click on this and this is now added. And then let's just go ahead and also add a knife set. And with this one, we will go ahead and add to wedding registry. And these have now both been added. So once you have added all of the products that you would like to your wedding registry, we just want to go ahead and click View Wedding Registry right here. And this will take us over to the wedding registry. Now, right here, you will see a dashboard. So once gifts have been purchased, you can track them here. And sadly, one's out of stock, but this doesn't really matter. All we need to do from here is just go up to the top and click on Share. So once we click on Share, this will give us an Amazon registry URL. And I would recommend, rather than having this random string of letters at the end, we want to go ahead and click Change My Link. So let's change this to George and Annabelle Wedding, and then save. And this is the new link. So whenever somebody clicks on this link, they will be taken over to the wedding registry right here, where they can go ahead and buy all the products that you added. So all we need to do with this link is go back over to the wedding website, click into see our registry right here. And then on the left-hand side, we can go ahead and add this link in right here. And just like that, when people click on this button, they will then be taken over to Amazon, where they can buy your registry gifts. Now, once we have added that, the next thing that we want to do is test out this form just to double check that this actually works as it is meant to. So all we need to do is open up a new tab. And then as you can remember, we specifically bookmarked this tab so that we could get back. And then once the WordPress dashboard loads up, just go to WordPress forms down this left-hand side. So go ahead and open that up. And then you can see this is the simple contact form. This is the one that we created earlier. So first of all, let's go in and edit this by just hovering over this, and then you should see this edit button. And then it will take us back over to the area we were at before. The only thing that I'm going to do here is just click on this title and change this to wedding form. Okay. And save this just so that we can get a better track of this. And this looks a lot nicer than what it was before. Okay, so once we have this saved as wedding form, if we just go down to these options once again and click on preview this time, this is then going to take us over and give us a form preview. So this is just to test out the form. So I would go in here and I would maybe type in Holly Seacliff, and then I am attending or I am not attending. I will say I am attending with 2 guests and happy marriage. I definitely spelled that wrong, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we can change it easily there. And then just click send message to test this out. So if this has worked, then we should be able to see the entry. Now, if you remember what I said earlier about entries, it's that WordPress forms actually costs for this. So to actually access all of these forms, we need to upgrade to WordPress Forms Pro. So we can click into this right here. So we can just click into upgrade now. And then you can see we have a few different plans. Now, all of these, the Plus, Pro, Elite, you can ignore these. These are definitely overkill. Just go with the basic plan right here. As you can see, we can use this on one site, get unlimited forms, unlimited submissions, and unlimited users. So just go ahead and select the basic plan. Once you have access to WordPress forms, you will then be able to go in here, click into entries, and just double check that that form works. However, in all of my experience using WordPress forms, it has never not worked. It's just worth double checking. Now, once you have checked out the forms, we have pretty much completed the entire website. If we go back, you can see we have now designed this entire website. We have an image of the couple. We have this registrar that now links over to Amazon, so people can go ahead and click this and buy you gifts. We also have an RSPV form at the bottom, so people can tell you if they are coming. And this is the entire wedding website. So that is how you can create a marriage website on WordPress. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.